driving home from work, right up Mountain Boulevard here. And I came to the intersection at Grant. And in the middle of that intersection, I turned my head to the right. And there was a white dry cleaning van. And it hit the passenger side of my black Subaru. It spun onto the roof. It spun in circles and slammed into a post in the northeast corner. I opened my eyes, hanging from my seatbelt. My car was still running. I reached down and I turned it off, and I looked for my phone. Because, we did have those flip phones in 2004, but I couldn't reach it. It was out of reach. Somebody called the police. The ambulance came, took me to the hospital. When my partner arrived, he was sobbing. He couldn't imagine I had survived. The entire car was totaled except for the one place that I was sitting in the driver's seat. They released me. They told me I had a head injury. I had headaches. I had cluster headaches, in fact. But I also was seeing people in my living room. Mother Vera, other spiritual gurus, they were talking to me when I would sit in the living room. My dog, I could hear her talking to me all the time. I took flight that day into a whole nother dimension. I became psychic. I could listen to the sound of other people's souls. I could hear their voices. I could see their futures. And it was weird. I would go into the grocery store, and I would hear this voice in my head that said, touch the person in front of you. And I'd be like, what? Really? And I touched them, and I just like say, hi, how are you today? And I touch their arm lightly, and I'd feel this strike of energy come through my fingers into their body. And I found over time I had the capacity to heal people through that, with that energy coming through my body. For 4 years, I was high. For 4 years, I took flight. And then I landed, you might say, in Santa Fe at an energy healer's feet. And I sat in his office as he put his hands on my head, and I could feel something happening. I could feel neural pathways moving and shifting and doing really strange things. And then he said, did you feel that? And I was like, yeah. And he reconnected the two sides of my brain. I could do math again. I could hold a job. The headaches were gone. That started my journey of integrating the two, being a student affairs administrator again, and being a psychic and healing people with my hands. So now, well, actually not now. Let's say in 2015, I moved to Santa Fe. I finally fit in somewhere. I belonged in Santa Fe. Because that's what I do for a living now. I help other people listen to their souls and take flight.